All right.
No
Thank you.
issues.
Thank you for being here. And my name is Varinder. Apologies that it is showing as Jashmeet. When things go wrong, it goes wrong everywhere. My battery in laptop is low. I forgot the charger at my office, and all chaos happened today. So apologies once again. I am Varinder. Please do not read me as Jashmeet. This is my cousin's laptop. I'm here to speak to you about a topic which is very relevant. I understand that uh, you guys are actually passionate about the EV industry. EV is something which is the future. Uh, I have had the opportunity to work in an EV sector for last 7 years. If you would have heard of a company called Glida, how many of you have heard of this charging infrastructure company called Glida? If you can just share in the comment box. It's a charging infrastructure company called Glida. They have more than 1,000 charging points across the country.
We don't know. Sorry, we don't know.
Okay, so Prabhakar ji has confirmed he has heard. So I was, no, it's not Vida, it's Glida, Glida, Glida. Earlier it was Fortum, Fortum. Now it has been rebranded as Glida. So I was working with Glida, and I have been the HR manager who has set up the initial team of Glida. Right from start, we started with 6 people in the team, and today it has become 200 plus team members. So that's where we are. I worked in EV sector for last 6 years, and Avinash, who leads DIYguru, happens to be a very close college junior of mine, and we both did our engineering from the same college. So he has requested, and then I said I'll happy to organize and conduct this session with you all. So first thing first, I'll try to make it very interactive. I would want you guys to be very active on the chat so that you guys are participative during the session. And I have a small presentation to share it with you all. Let me quickly share my screen with you. Yes. All right. Let me, why I am not getting an option. Oh, here it is. So I will take this and then share. Let me know once you guys are able to see my screen. All right, perfect. So thank you all. Here I am. Today I'll be talking about what is the expectation from the corporate, which is beyond syllabus, beyond the course that you guys are going through. Right? So let's have a discussion on that. I will have a lot of questions in between. There'll be a lot of queries in between. Please do participate in those queries whenever you see. So here comes my first query. What do you see on the screen? What is there on the screen which you're able to see? Please, in the chat box. What are you seeing in the screen? Mountain. Very good. Saurabh writes mountain. Trilok writes mountain. Fantastic. If I can ask you, which mountain is this in the chat box? Which mountain is this? Everest. Well done, Sumit. This is Mount Everest. Absolutely. Now here comes my next question. Who were the first 2 people to climb Mount Everest? Do you remember their names? The first 2 gentlemen who climbed Mount Everest. Does anybody remember? Meenakshi, do you remember the name? Tenzing and Hillary. Yes, Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary. These were the first 2 gentlemen who climbed Mount Everest. Absolutely. But here comes the most important question. Let's say if today I ask you that you have to go and climb this mountain, this Everest, what would you need to climb the mountain? What would Ali need? What would Anirban need? What would Prashant need? Oh, okay, oxygen. Prashant writes oxygen. Fair enough. What else? Safety gears, ambition, fantastic. Passion, ambition, What else? Water,
Train.
eating, climbing tools, compass, shoes, energy, confidence level, junoon. Akil says junoon chahiye. Very good. All right, fantastic. But I think more than anything that you guys have shared, I think the first and the foremost thing that we need to climb a mountain is a mountain. Am I right? If you do not have a mountain, would you be able to climb a mountain? The first and the foremost thing that you need to climb a mountain is a mountain. Deepak is laughing, Sharun is laughing, others are laughing too. But the point that I'm trying to make here is whenever you're trying to opt for any sector, please remember the basics. Mountain is a very basic need to climb a mountain. Even in an EV sector, the technology has changed from an IC engine to an EV. But the first and the foremost thing that you require is to understand the concept of an automobile works. Godwin, can I request you to please be on mute? Thank you, Godwin. So, similarly, Godwin, can I request you to please be on mute? Thank you, Godwin. So the first and the foremost thing that we require to climb on the mountain is a mountain that talks about the very basic thing. So the very basic thing that we today look at an automobile is, even though the technology has moved from an IC engine to an EV, but the first and the foremost thing that we require is to understand the concept of an automobile. How does it work? What is the physics behind it? What is the technology behind it? The mechanism to drive it from an IC engine to EV is a separate thing. But the first and the foremost thing that we require is the basics. Let's move to the next slide, and here we are. Do we all know this gentleman? Kapil Dev, very good. So what is he holding in his hand?
World Cup.
World Cup,
World Cup. Which year did India win the World Cup?
1983.
1983, the first Cricket World Cup India won. Kapil Dev was the captain. India defeated West Indies in England and won this World Cup. Brilliant. I'll tell you a very interesting story and a lesson that we all learn from Kapil Dev. Mr. Kapil Dev, as you know, he comes from Chandigarh, which is earlier very much associated with Punjab. And we all know today that Kapil's fluency was more in Hindi rather than in English. That's the reason when you saw him doing commentary in Cricket World Cup, he was more towards the Hindi side rather than the English side. When Kapil Dev took 8 wickets in a test match in Ahmedabad, he was invited by the British media for a press conference in Britain. The BBC invited him. When he went there, everybody requested him, please do not go. These are all suited, booted, tie, high, shy people talking to you in English, and you are a Desi gentleman. You may not be able to answer them. He said, no, I'll go, and he goes there. When he goes there, he sees the people are there, all suited, booted, tie, high, shy people, and Kapil Dev is standing here. And Kapil Dev says, well, ladies and gentlemen, last Mahaboob, can I request you to please mute yourself? Mahaboob, can I request you to please mute yourself? Thank you. So, when Mr. Kapil Dev was there and then he was trying to start the press conference, Chandan, we'll come to the question that you have raised. Let me first set the context. So these suited, booted, tie, high, shy people started coming to the point that, boss, why is it that a country of 100 crore people cannot produce another Kapil Dev? Why is it that India did not have a fast bowler like Kapil Dev? They were not asking questions, they were bulleting questions. Kapil Dev gets up from there, stands up on its seat and says, my father is dead, my mother is 60 years old, you cannot have another Kapil Dev. And then he asked the British gentleman, do you have any other question? And they said no. Very important lesson that we pick up from this story is that Kapil Dev is here to teach us courage. This courage is important to face any situation. And this is the courage that we all require. And I'm very happy that you guys have taken that courage to move away from the concept of IC engine into electric vehicle as a career. That's the first and important step that you guys have taken. So please, 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 we request you all to please clap for yourself that you believed in the technology of EV. You had that courage in yourself to look at something which is the future. So very well done. Let's move ahead. And since you have taken up this career, I'll tell you some of the challenges which we all will face, and this is a thought which we all might be going through. At least I came across this thought when I started my career in the EV industry. That time we had very few chargers in Delhi, hardly 4 to 5 charging stations in Delhi, EV charging stations. And we were setting up these charging stations. And I was thinking that have I taken the right step in my career or not? I'll tell you, and I related to this. We all use USB, right? So pen drive. How many of us have faced this situation where we put this USB drive and then realize, no, the other side was correct. We change it. And then we realize, no, the first one was the right. Again, you redo it. Have we come across this situation in life? Yes. We all have come across this situation. Why does it happen? Have we thought ever? Why does it happen? Is it because we start doubting ourselves too often? Is it because we start giving up too soon? Or is it that when given a choice, we are instinctively feeling that we have made a wrong choice? The post-purchase dissatisfaction. When you order from Myntra or Flipkart, the moment the payment is processed, you start thinking, did I make the right choice? Have I bought the right product? Girls come and say that, have I selected the right kurti for myself? Even plugging it happens in socket. Once we put it, we realize, no, there's something wrong. Am I putting in the right side? No, the other way. Right? We all go through this. Right? Please remember, do not doubt yourself. If you have selected to take up EV as a career, all doubt should stay away. It's a choice. We will make sure that this choice becomes success. All right. Let's move ahead. I'll skip this part and I'll come here. Not even this. I'll tell you here. Okay. This is a 2x2 matrix that I've prepared few days back and explain this 2x2 matrix. You guys are technical, you will understand this matrix structure well. Let's say on the right hand side, which is on the x-axis, we have performance from low to high, right? It means there is no performance to there is performance. And on the left hand side is, do we know how to present that performance? Right? One is, do we have the performance? The second is, do we know how to present our performance? So again, from low to high. Now the first one, where you neither have performance nor you know how to present the performance, you're dead wood, good for nothing. You become an ox, a gada or a gadi when you have performance, but you do not know how to present that performance. On the left hand side of the top quadrant, if you do not have performance, you try to borrow it from someone and try to present it, you are a show-off. You will not last long. You become a role model only when you have performance and you know how to present that performance. That's precisely what an interviewer today is looking at. When we talk about a recruitment of getting placed in any EV industry, the whole idea in the recruitment would be, one, whether you know the EV industry or not. Secondly, why do you know? Can you talk about it? Can you present to it? But please understand, in EV industry is no more a manufacturing game. There's customer which is right at the center. So there, how do you handle that customer or a client, right? For the first thing that we started doing was, we had our operations engineer. Whenever a charger would go down, these operations engineer would work hard to get the charger up and running. More than teaching them the technical skills, we taught them customer handling skills. Because the moment a charger goes down, they would immediately receive a call from the customer that this is not working, that is not working, that is not working. While technical skills is important in the EV industry, but at the same time, it's important to have those customer handling skills. So we trained those operations guys, the ITIs and the diploma students on how to handle a customer. That was very important part. So similarly, no matter whichever quadrant we are, if we are in ox stage or a dead good stage or a show off stage, I think you would get successful in cracking an interview if you start moving towards a role model stage. Knowing about EV is not important. Presenting that EV knowledge is important. And I'll tell you why. There's a why behind it. आप लोग पूछ नहीं रहे हो मेरे से why. सवाल करो. I'll tell you. The why is because still not everybody trusts this industry. लोगों के माइंड में अभी भी इस इंडस्ट्री को लेके काफी सवाल है. एटलीस्ट अर्बन एरियाज में नहीं है, रूरल में तो है ही है. तो पीपल want to know that how passionate about you are about this industry, how confident about this industry you are, right? जब सोलर 2014 में नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने शुरू किया था, when नरेंद्र मोदी started the solar industry in 2014, I mean it was there before Prime Minister came in, but he was the one who gave solar a push. When he came in, India had only 10 gigawatt of solar energy. Today we are at 270 gigawatt of renewable energy. You imagine, from 10 to 270 in 10 years, which is a huge CAGR. Almost 20 times, more than 25 times we have grown. So you imagine why we have been able to do is because someone believed in this technology. Someone had a passion for that technology. And today, almost half of India's power generation is through renewables, including hydro, small hydros, biomass, and all of that, wind, all of that. But someone had that vision, someone had the confidence in this technology. If you have this vision and the confidence in EV as an industry, you would be able to drive it, right? Let me show you how the recruitment scenario is changing in the entire world. Again, a 2x2 matrix. One is certificate or degree. For example, the degree or the course which you guys are pursuing from DIYguru. Let's say we keep it on the x-axis from low to high. Low to high means low, you do not have any degree. High, you have degree or certificate or diploma, whatever we call it. And I agree with you, Vittal. 2030 EV will increase the car. I'll say why even 2030? You see 2 years down the line, right? Yes, he will solve the problems of the customer. And an EV engineer has to solve the problem of the customer, right? All right. So on the left hand side, it is the skills, the capability, the competencies, whether the person has competency or not. Earlier it was, and this was a trend, IT industry 2010, 11, 12, 13, this years, there were mass recruiters who would go to the campuses, hire them, bring them, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, Capgemini, you name it, Accenture. They would bring those freshers, train them for 3 to 4 months, and then try to put them in a project. Today, nobody has a time to wait. Everybody wants a skilled resource from day one. So, certificate, it is the basics now. What is important is skills. Earlier, if you see, people hired you just because there were recruitments which were, you had certificate or a degree. You are a BTech, you are a diploma, come, we will hire you. Today, the recruitment is in this zone. It means only people who are having skills are hired. And this is exactly what is happening in the EV industry. Do you guys resonate with it? And that's the reason you guys are here, to learn and pick up this course from DIYguru, because you want to learn the intricacies of the EV industry. Am I right? Yes or no? Am I making sense to you guys? Any questions till now?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Can people with BTech mechanical, hey, hello, I am a BTech mechanical engineer. Anybody can come to this industry. Anybody who has a passion for automobile and a passion for technology. There is no rocket science. There is absolutely no rocket science, right? If you see, an IC engine is more complicated than a EV. Do you all agree? An IC engine has more rotating equipments.
No, sir, it is
That-
wrong. It's very simple.
Okay, fair enough. Prabhakar, I agree what you're saying. I think IC engine is okay. The technology awareness has not happened, so maybe you're saying that EV is more complicated, but the number of equipments or the parts that IC engine has are much more than what are there in the EV,
Exactly, sir.
right? So in EV, it's all the game of the motor. So the skills that I'm okay, let me take a yes, EV has less part. Can people with be vocational in automobile degree come into this industry? Why not, Shaheen? Definitely. Gone are the days people will focus on degree. I have seen people now going for twice doing bachelor's. I know people. Diploma in electrical industry, electrical engineering, most welcome. Mechanical, electrical, anybody. Okay, so I work for Glida. Now I'm not working. Glida, we were the government of Finland owned MNC. We brought in the technology to India of EV charging, the fast chargers we brought into India. Our company was owned by government of Finland, and you know that Norway has the highest percentage of EVs as a part of the total vehicles. China has highest in terms of numbers. In terms of percentage, Norway is the highest. So the EV adoption is the highest in Norway. So Norway, we had 50% market share of EV charging infrastructure. So we brought in the technology. The first 50 kilowatt charger in India was brought by us. The first 60 kilowatt charger in India was brought by us. So we brought in that, and our responsibility was to scale up from one charging point to today. They made it around 1,000 plus charging points, right? And that's where we grown from setting up individual chargers to setting up chargers at petrol pumps to shopping malls and all across. And then at the same time, I'll tell you one more thing. Just having a flair for automobile or mechanical or electrical will not help you survive in this industry. You also need to have the flair for automation, IT, because all these EVs today are fully computerized. They're fully automated. If you do not understand automation, if you do not understand software, it's high time that we should scale up. We should skill up ourselves to learn and have a strong orientation towards software. Do you all agree with me? આજકાલ the EV bikes also bikes, these bikes also you open it with OTP, am I right? There are no locks. There are those passcodes with which you open those EV bikes, am I right? So if you do not have an orientation towards software, if you do not have an orientation towards automation, that is one area that we need to pick up. All right. Any other question? Can we move ahead? Pratap, do you have a question?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead, Pratap.
Yeah, which topology you are which topology you are saying that you are installed in 50 kilowatt or 60 kilowatt in India through Glida? That is which topology? It's a CCS2 DC charger.
Yes, CCS to DC.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now I know very well in Glida, but I also install almost it is in 2017. I installed a GBT also here in Kolkata. That
Okay.
is that time CCS2 is not from government side. The topology is not finalized. That time transport corporation, different area like Lucknow, I installed in Mumbai also. So that is in GBT. You know the base.
Yes.
So I think this one is the first one.
Yes. All right. Great. Thanks, Pratap, for bringing that in. All right, let's move ahead. Gaurav, did you have any question or can we move ahead?
सर एक डाउट था मुझे.
बोलिए ना.
हाँ सर, मैं एक मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर हूँ. अभी मैं स्टील इंडस्ट्री में वर्क कर रहा हूँ एज ए डिज़ाइन इंजीनियर. सो मेरा एक डाउट था कि सर एज अ सॉफ्टवेयर बेसिस पे मैं कोई भी ईवी इंडस्ट्री में एंटर करता हूँ तो वो सफिशिएंट है मेरे नॉलेज इंप्रूवमेंट के लिए, और फिर अदरवाइज कुछ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का मुझे नॉलेज
देखो,
होना चाहिए.
EV इंडस्ट्री में I'll tell you what are the jobs which are there in the EV industry. ठीक है, EV चार्जिंग का एग्जांपल लेता हूँ, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में अलग होंगे. EV charging, I think the major role that it plays are two things. One is the hardware, which is the charging machine, which is set up at different places, which has a gun and then you use it. This is the front end. There's a back end which is the product management. Product management basically talks about the software. Now, these are all unmanned chargers. Unlike petrol pump में जब आप जाते हो तो there's a lady or a gentleman standing who would dispense fuel to your vehicle. You would give your credit card, debit card, or UPI, take the payment, take the receipt, make the payment, take the receipt, and go. Here, these are unmanned. You have to download the app. You go to the app, find out which is the nearest charging station, which is available in the market, which is free as of now. You go to that charging point. You have to put the nozzle to the car yourself. The gun, you have to put it yourself. Press the charging on the app. The charging starts. You go to a coffee cafe, have a cafe. On the app, you can see how much your car has charged. The moment it becomes 90-95%, you come back, remove the gun, take the car away. The money gets debited to the wallet, which you have linked it to the app, right? This is the technology. So hardware is one, which is purely electrical. But apart from this, there's a whole concept of product management, software development, which goes into picture. Now, this technology has advanced so much that if sometimes some of the chargers goes down, you need not always go to the charger to up it. There can be software glitches, and sitting at your conference room, you can up those chargers as well. And then there's third part, which is a whole lot, which is called the data analytics. So each charger will send you some signals, some data. How would you rate those data? Start creating business models out of those data. So you imagine what kind of role. And then there is a sales, which is there, marketing, which is there, finance, which is there, HR, which is there. These are common functions, but these are the EV sector specific roles which have emerged with this sector. So you need to choose which role you would want to place yourself and then prepare for it. Have I answered your question, Gaurav?
Yes, sir. Actually, I have worked in design, but next future I can work also in design.
Yes,
Like
it depends where you want to go. If you want to take up into charger design, then you need to look at a job at the OEM's level.
Yes.
Prabhakar ji,
Hello, sir.
you have a question?
Hello, sir. Yes, I have a question. In fact, I'm a bit different from this group. I'm a guy from the service industry. I'm based in Dubai, and I have around 25 years experience in IC industry, also in EVs. I am a student of DIY. I got the certificates as well, and I wish to be a part of in R&D. Like after doing the course in DIY, I know about the Simulink, MATLAB, and all. Like even though I'm a B mechanical engineer, now performance based, how we have to modify the product, or how we have to design a product with the needed modification with respect to the climate of the atmosphere, territory wise. These things I have enough knowledge. So I don't know how I can like get into the correct job or a profession in my career progress or something, my professional growth or something. You can say growth.
Prabhakar ji, I'll try to answer that question. First of all, I feel sad that it's midnight at your location and you have to be awake to attend this session. My apologies for this. Secondly, when you said you want to be into R&D, my question to you is, would you want to be in R&D in the vehicle manufacturing side, or you want to be in the charger manufacturing side? Where you want to be?
In fact, I want an answer from your end actually, not only the battery side, in overall, like I'm a guy from the service. I'm a service manager for about 6
So I
7 workers.
understand, because why I'm telling you, there are 3 different companies who manufacture this. So your electrical vehicle manufacturing is, let's say, a Tata Motors or a MG. Your charger manufacturer may be Exicom or a Delta, and your battery manufacturer can be Exide. So these are three different technologies altogether, three different players who are working in this industry.
In that case, I may prefer the manufacturing industry of a car.
So in terms of manufacturing industry of a car at an EV charging level, I'll tell you, I'll tell you about Tata Motors to be specific. I know Tata Motors in and out. So the entire Tata Motors invests heavily in the future R&D in campuses such as Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, Oxford, Harvard. They have centers. They are funding research projects in those colleges to where professors are working on the future technology. That's one. When you want to talk about the R&D center, which is currently at the company level, which is working with these professors, they are the ones who are mostly based out of Pune. So the Tata Motors R&D happens at a Pune level. Now, these R&D engineers are hardcore technical design engineers whom they hire from the mostly in the from the top-notch colleges in the country. The best of the brains they hire from the industry, right? If you ask me, I'm not very sure if they would be open to take up people who do not have a formal skill or a degree in the R&D, because this is one place where at least they would not want someone to experiment too much. I mean, while the experimentation should happen on the technology which is to be tested, but not someone who they would want to experiment to be a part of that team as such, right? Having said that, there are a lot of courses which are available. There are a lot of diplomas which are available specific to R&D. What are the procedures to be followed? What are the protocols to be followed if you are planning to take up R&D as a career? If you would have taken up that course and then you start writing it to the R&D heads across the country of these companies, and maybe that could help you crack those positions there.
All right, sir. Let me know what are the courses in the chat box. I'll follow it up. And one more thing I want to tell you, sir, like there's a concept like product development or the durability study, because we are coming across a lot of flaws in the you can say not flaws when you do the comparison study from a Tesla to BYD, which is most common in this country, and yeah, even MG. You can say like not for the namesake. Okay, one particular brand is from belong to so and so country, so it is always it will be a what do you call the best of the best. No, even another country which is like we feel like it is having a low profile. They're having a product in terms of durability and a kind of foolproof method. They are better. So if we guys, if they are assigned to assess a product, for example, the airbag inflation during a collision, like some brands are failed, even though it is a EV, it is getting failed. Whereas in other, when you compare to the other like brands, it is 100% perfect. And these kind of outcomes, we like people, those who are in a service only, will come to know. Even though it is like a part of R&D or something which you all do, kind of test, collision test and all, like this is the actual things which we come to know during the service part of it.
Yeah, definitely. So you're talking about the different, I would say this collision and all goes under the safety department as such, where the new product implementation, they call it as NPI. So that's where it's a separate wing altogether as well. But when you're talking about R&D, R&D is basically talking about the future technology, the research happening for future. For example, Tata's would have already completed a research on hydrogen vehicles. EVs are a past now for them. Manufacturing is there. In terms of R&D, they would have almost thinking about what after hydrogen. Can ammonia be substituted? Can we run vehicles on water? So yes, DIYguru will connect with you, and then they will definitely recommend you the courses in the R&D side. Let's move ahead, and then considering the time, we'll take up some questions later as well. This is a Deloitte report which came out, and then this clearly shows, I'm sure you must have also gone through a lot of reports. This is a Deloitte Insights which has come out, and Deloitte predicted this, that how the percentage share of EV market is going to evolve across markets. So this is global data. So how EV shares are going to increase with respect to the total number of vehicles on the market. If you clearly see, US will touch 50% by 2030. Europe will touch little above 40% by 2030. Uh, China will touch 20 by 50% by 2030. US will touch around 25% by 2030. And Europe is also there. So there's a lot of, the future is bright. This industry has a future. This industry is, you cannot ignore them. We cannot depend on fossil fuels going forward. Eventually we have to move. I think what we need to see is, and I've been always debating with my EV charging head on this topic, and we've always debated that rural areas, maybe a charging infrastructure concept may not work. There everybody has a house to charge. They may have a EV, they can come back in the evening, charge it overnight, and then drive it the whole next day. Where this EV charging infrastructure would work is in urban areas, on the highways, when people are going for long terms, long routes, where they need those fast charging. And I think the future may also be that people might have contactless charging. We may also expect that to happen in the future in the EV industry. Right? Today in phones, we have seen contactless charging happening. So why not in the EV industry? That may also become a norm going forward. Research has happened, testings are being done, but this is really possible. Now, to get into those jobs, we feel, and this is my personal opinion, that, sorry, Amit, you want to say something?
No, nothing. Sorry.
All right. So the next, while we have talked about the industry, we also need to see that how do we create our own brand so that we are absorbed in this industry, we are hired in this industry. And the very easiest way, very most preferred way to do it is to have your own LinkedIn branding. Now, I'll tell you, how do you brand yourself on LinkedIn? How do you become recruiter's favorite? How do you know how to research those tools on LinkedIn and eventually build your brand? I'll talk about this here. Now, LinkedIn has some algorithm. There are positive signals, there are negative signals. I'll tell you what, if you do, LinkedIn puts you ahead and gives you visibility on the platform. And what you do, LinkedIn drops you down on the visibility. One is time on post. You post one today, after 3 years, you come and post the second one, you go down. But if you post on time, for example, you posted today, if in a week you post 3 posts, you go up in the algorithm. If you share the posts by others, you go up in the algorithm. You are involved in discussions, you comment, you ask questions, you are involved in the discussion. If you send someone's post to others to share, you are going up. If you follow someone, read about them, spend time in reading, do not just scroll, you go up. If you like someone's post, comment, you go up. Negative signal is if you start hiding yourself. There are a lot of posts in which you have those privacy guidelines in which you can hide your information. If you hide everything there, you go down. If you start unfollowing everybody, you go down. If you're mute, not active at all, or if you report block regularly, then you go down. If we want to really get our profiles to be seen across this platform, you need to look at this. You need to follow the signals. These are LinkedIn algorithms. How do you optimize your profile? Because see, when I was with Glida, I never hired through Naukri. I always hired through LinkedIn. Today, if you go to Glida's page, you will see a lot of jobs which were posted there, right? And when someone applied for that job, I eventually started looking at their profiles in LinkedIn. Do they have a background picture? Do they have a tagline? Have they created their own hashtags? Have they featured posts? Are they in the creator mode or not? Now, I'll tell you an example. No offense to Angela Kerr, but you look at her profile. No background picture here. And in place of a professional photograph, she has put a selfie. Now that is not acceptable. Today you go to Google Gemini, post a selfie and write there, hey Gemini, can you please make it a professional, good looking photograph, which I can post it on LinkedIn. Within minutes, they will give you that post. Just change it. As simple as that. Right? I'll show you one more example. Now, Giriraj Tanwar works with a company called EDF. Now, he has posted a photograph with 3 gentlemen. Now, who is Giriraj out of this? We don't know. Maybe going by the Indian name, we can predict that is the person standing at the center. The other 2 people look as foreigners. But still, this is not a right way to do it. Now, you look at this. Akash Nirmal. He's an equity research analyst. His cover photo is fantastic. He writes that dinner with candles, no. Dinner with market data, perfect. He's given a thumbs up. That's a fantastic thing. He resonates with its profile of equity research. But again, look at his professional photograph. He has just tried to crop a photo somewhere in between and then try to put it there, which is unfair, right? Let me show you some great profiles. You look at this. Will this profile tempt you to go and follow this gentleman? The answer is yes. Maybe because of his personality, but also the way he has maintained his profile, right? He's a happy face. He talks about him, the Gates Notes, the blog of Bill Gates, and he writes his full name, designation. And look at the followers. 3, 5, 9, 7, 1, 2, 7, 4. Look at those numbers. Let's look at another one. He's not a personality, but look at his tagline. It attracts you. I do not usually stock profiles, but when I do, I usually have a career opportunity for you. Do you want to connect? Now that tempts you to go and connect with this person. Can I create a brand for myself like this? Can I create that on my LinkedIn profile so that whenever any recruiter is coming to my profile, they get tempted to come and connect with me? You look at this. He's working in the area of sports, gaming. His cover page talks about it. He's standing in front of a robot, which is signifying, and he works with EA Sports. You look at that. Pretty relevant, pretty convincing. Now, let me see, how do you make your life a little more meaningful? As I said, learn a new life, learn a new skill, develop a hobby, get fit, very important. Network, create a life plan. Listening is an art. We hear, we don't listen. When we hear, we only respond. When we listen, we understand. We read about the technology, how this is evolving. Declutter your mind, save money, and invest. The challenge today is not employment or opportunities in the EV sector, boss. There are enough opportunities. There's enough number of companies. You go to a two-wheeler space, boss. There are so many brands which have come up. There's so many players who are now moving into the EV space. We have still not entered a zone where EV trucks have become a mainstream. We are talking about EV buses. EV trucks are still not mainstream. You imagine the potential we have in that industry. Imagine the whole transportation, the heavy vehicles, the trucks start running on EVs. How much skilled workforce would the country and the world need? Enough, enormous. The challenge is employability. Do we have the skills to be hired in those positions? It's not the dearth of opportunities, not the challenge with opportunities. It is my skills, my employability. And employability is nothing but an employee's ability. Fire up your digital presence everywhere. Start talking, write blogs on EV, research, write articles, share it with people. Try to tag people from the potential companies where you want to get admitted. Tag them, ask their opinion. For example, when someone talked about R&D, write an article on the future technology, send it to the R&D head of an automobile company. Why not? Maybe that could help you a job. Enjoy life, boss. Do not forget that. Any questions? That was my last slide. Any questions? I'll be happy to take up questions now.
Sir, this is Tilak. A very good evening. Nice
Yes.
to meet you.
Likewise.
Hello.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. आपको
Go
आवाज
ahead.
आ रही है हमारी?
बिल्कुल आ रही. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. I want to know if I as a ITI electronic mechanics for मैं pursue कर रहा हूँ अभी electric vehicle from DIYguru. Yeah, and I want to make my career in electric vehicle mobility as a
Okay.
researcher, as an embedded. So both of them, how should I implement on based on IT electronic mechanics to enter the EV market?
Okay. So I think you should do a diploma first, because when you look at R&D as such, people at least like to have diplomas and not just ITIs in R&D sector. At the same time, maybe the project that you take up in diploma while you are pursuing diploma, if you want to move into R&D sector, should be something which is out of the box, and that project you should pitch it to the top OEMs and the automobile manufacturers that, look, this is my diploma project, would you be keen to have a look at it? And if it is that convincing, you get a job. But if
But
you
sir,
want to
मेरा
move
एक
into any
question
other
है,
sector, if you want to
if
move
you
into any other role apart from R&D, you can feel free to move to EV sector. There is no challenge with ITI as a career, as an educational qualification.
yes sir, I'm really appreciate. I have one question on that only.
Yeah.
कि अभी मैं EV में shape अपना career आगे कर रहा हूँ as a future in EV sector. So if I am doing this course, and based on this, if I'm bringing with my projects and I fulfill my skills on EV sector, so अगर मैं टाटा में भी अप्लाई करूँ तो डायरेक्ट मुझे पोजीशन मिल सकती है if I have that much capacity, I can work on that job. And I know about that all in EV sector.
Why not? I'm saying, see, if you want to go to any company today and try to make a career in the R&D sector as such, you have to be exceptional, boss. R&D is not everybody they put into R&D, the best of the brains. So you have to prove that you are the best of the brain. How would you prove that? When you have an idea or a technology where you have researched, tried, prototype, made, all of that.
I got your point, sir. Thank you so much. Have a good day, sir.
Any other question?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes,
Satyam
Satyam.
this
Go ahead.
side. Hi, sir. Sir, first of all, thank you so much, sir, for sharing the valuable information. Sir,
My
my
pleasure.
question is that, sir, I have a 12-year experience, and right now I am working in a wiring harness company as a process quality manager. We are making wiring harness for Maruti Suzuki.
Okay.
So, but sir, I am looking to join the OEM company. I have also given the interview of the OEM company, one of OEM company, but sir, every time the reason is that I am not select because they want the knowledge of wiring harness and other car component also. मतलब apart from the wiring harness, they also want the knowledge of other car components. So, sir, what I should do so that in the future I can select as a process quality control engineer in the OEM company?
Okay. Can you, in your current company, this
Yes.
extra exposure that they are looking at, can you get that exposure in your current company for next 6 months?
Sir, actually, we are a wiring harness company, so we didn't get. मतलब we are only limit to wiring harness product, but the OEM want that you have the wiring harness knowledge and the other part like ECU, ABS, the working knowledge of ECU, ABS, and the BCM parts. So, from which platform, sir, I get the knowledge of these parts?
Okay. So what you need to do is, Satyam, I think since OEMs have been clearly telling you that, look, this is what we are looking at, I think before going and applying to OEMs for the jobs, you need to look at those companies which actually work on these areas. And having spent a couple of years there, that would give you a platform to jump into an OEM sector.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. My
Yeah.
name is Karthik.
Yes, Karthik.
Sir, right now I am a third year electrical engineering. I am studied थर्ड इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग, यू सेड सर कि आपको अगर ईवी इंडस्ट्री में जाना है तो सॉफ्टवेयर का भी नॉलेज और मतलब आईटी इंडस्ट्री का भी नॉलेज होना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल
सो
होना।
कौन सा सर, कौन से प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज या कौन सा आईटी इंडस्ट्री का सॉफ्टवेयर का नॉलेज हमें चाहिए एज
इट
एन
डिपेंड्स,
इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर?
इट डिपेंड्स। अभी जैसे मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि फॉर एग्जांपल हर कंपनी अपना एक सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करती है, ठीक है। अगर आपको फुल स्टैक का नॉलेज है तो दैट इज वेयर यू हैव द मैक्सिमम चांसेस। अगर आपके पास पावर बीआई का नॉलेज है, आपने पावर बीआई पे डैशबोर्ड्स बनाए हैं, तो आप एनालिटिक्स टीम में जा सकते हो, प्रोडक्ट टीम में जा सकते हो, ठीक है। अगर आपके पास फुल स्टैक का नॉलेज है तो आप सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट, प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट पे जा सकते हैं, ठीक है। There are two different things. One is product development and product management. So product management, Power BI can take you there. Product development, full stack will take you there. ठीक है। So this is where you need to understand. For example, I'll tell you, कोई भी 3 चार्जिंग मैन्युफैक्चरर्स का ऐप उठा के देख लो and try to understand, do a research, ये किस पे बना है? Is it Java? Is it full stack? Is it any other technology which they have used? And then you need to work on those.
ओके सर, ओके, थैंक यू सर।
Yes, Karthik. Thank you. Anybody else?
Sir,
Kiran.
hello.
Yes, Kiran Raj.
Sir, hello, sir. Sir, actually, I'm working as a CAD engineer for an OEM in the R&D division, but I don't see any growth over there as a CAD professional. And it's my domain is engine, but I want to shift to EV.
ईवी में तो
But
इंजन होता ही नहीं है राजा।
या वही बोल रहा हूँ सर। मुझे मेरा अभी का जो डोमेन है वो इंजन है, पर मुझे ईवी में शिफ्ट होना है। ओके,
So what you need to do is, while you are a CAD engineer for an engine, start in your free time also learning CAD about different parts of EV.
no sir, I don't want to continue in the CAD because I don't see any growth over there
बस
in CAD.
वहीं से एक बार ईवी में कैड के लिए काम किया तो वहां से फिर ईवी सेक्टर में घुस सकते हो ना, फिर तो मूव कर सकते हो विद इन द सेक्टर।
या सर, पर सर मतलब CAD एक्चुअली एक टूल हो गया ना। इट्स जस्ट अ टूल, मींस वी यूज सॉफ्टवेयर टू डेवलप particular
So
models and
then which part of EV sector you want to go?
I actually want to be like in the development sector, if in the like vehicle development.
व्हीकल डेवलपमेंट मतलब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जाओगे?
या फिर सर चेसिस, मतलब नहीं, एक्चुअली में डिजाइन ही, चेसिस डिजाइन या फिर व्हीकल इंटीग्रेशन।
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना बस, उसमें आपको फ्री टाइम में पहले वो सीखना पड़ेगा ना, तब तो जाके इंटरव्यू जब इनके आएंगे तो वहां पे बोल सकते हो कि बस ये मैं कर रहा हूँ। आज कैड में हो, बाकी सॉफ्टवेयर सीखो, कैटिया सीखो, व्हाई डोंट यू लर्न अदर सॉफ्टवेयर?
नो सर, मुझे एक्चुअली 4 सॉफ्टवेयर आते हैं। मींस हम वर्क ही अभी क्यों करते हैं, मुझे कटिया भी आता है।
तो पूरा पूरा ऑटोमोबाइल का डिजाइन करो फिर।
नहीं तो मुझे ये पूछना था कि आप जो कोर्सेज ऑफर करते हो उसमें मतलब मैंने आपके शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्सेज भी देखे, जैसे एडाइज वगैरह
Okay.
है।
ये जो आंसर है ना, आई एम अ गेस्ट स्पीकर टुडे, आई एम नॉट अ एम्प्लॉय ऑफ DIYguru, so the DIYguru team will help you answer this.
ओके,
Yeah.
या
You asked,
सॉरी।
Prashant, you asked a question regarding Juniper Green Energy. No, we have no plans to enter into EV.
गुड इवनिंग सर।
हेलो, गुड इवनिंग सर।
Yes,
Hello.
युवराज को पहले बोलने दो, फिर अली आपके पास आता हूँ।
ओके, श्योर सर।
Sir, as a final electrical engineer, major e-vehicle student, what exactly company look in a fresher? What qualities and what skills should I have to enter in EV industry?
एक किसी
I'm
टेक्नोलॉजी
talking
के
about
प्रति
that.
इश्क होना चाहिए। एक किसी टेक्नोलॉजी, ईवी अगर कह रहे हो तो ईवी के प्रति आपका इश्क होना चाहिए, उसके बारे आपको हर चीज पता हो।
Like I am interested in power electronics. Then what
You are
should I
interested in?
learn? Power electronics.
हाँ, तो पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में फिर आप पावर प्लांट में जाना चाहते हो?
No, sir. Power electronics converters. AC DC buck boost converter these all.
हाँ, तो उसके बारे फिर आपको पूरा पता होना चाहिए। एंड देन यू शुड, आपका प्रोजेक्ट, बीटेक प्रोजेक्ट किस चीज में है?
Sir, same DC DC fast EV charger.
हाँ, तो वो फास्ट ईवी चार्जर में जो आपने बनाया है, इज इट अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट और इट इज नॉट अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट?
Sir, currently it is not available. Research is going on.
हाँ, तो why don't you try to send that project to some of the top EV charging manufacturers?
Okay.
उनको
Sir, I
भेजो ना,
just
ये
want.
मेरा बीटेक प्रोजेक्ट है, देखो
Yes, sir.
ईवी चार्जर्स एक्सिकॉम हो गया, डेल्टा हो गया, इन लोग को भेजो।
Sir, what tools should I learn or software?
सॉफ्टवेयर मैंने अभी बताया ना, बस सॉफ्टवेयर में इट इज मोस्टली यू हैव टू गो एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर किस कंपनी में यूज हो रहा था, जिस कंपनी में जाना चाहते हो उसको ड्रिल डाउन करो एंड देन वो कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करे, डू आई नो दैट, इफ नॉट हाउ कैन आई स्किल अप?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir. Myself, Vatsal.
वत्सल, आई
Sir,
कम
it's
टू
my
यू।
turn.
अली का क्वेश्चन था, पहले अली को पहले लेते हैं। अली के बाद
Yes, sir. Good
वत्सल,
evening.
we will take one last question from Vatsal and then we will disconnect. Yeah,
Hi, sir. Good evening.
good evening Ali.
Sir, my name is Sir Ali Aga Khan. Sir, I have done some BTech in mechanical engineering 2020. Sir, I have right now 5 years of experience in which I have said around 3 years of after sales at dealership level and 1 year of experience in fleet management. As well as right now I am working as a territory manager in roadside assistance field. So, sir, based on this experience, I have just one question that मतलब जो भी मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है इसके बेसिस सर मुझे किस फील्ड में जाना चाहिए। और मेरा एक दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि सर जैसे कि आप चार्जिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में हो तो मेरे मतलब मुझे व्हाट आई फील दैट मुझे ईवी कोर में जाना चाहिए रादर देन कि चार्जिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में, बिकॉज बीइंग अ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर मुझे कम इसको नजर आता है चार्जिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में और इंटरेस्ट भी क्रिकेट कर सकते हैं सर।
Okay,
ये था।
see, आपने फ्लीट मैनेजमेंट में काम किया अली, ये कहा आपने, am I right?
हाँ जी, फ्लीट मैनेजमेंट आफ्टर सेल्स एंड आरएसए।
हाँ, तो फ्लीट मैनेजमेंट जो मोस्टली आएगा वो चार्जिंग साइड आएगा। ओईएम्स में, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में फ्लीट मैनेजमेंट का बहुत ज्यादा रोल नहीं। आई थिंक जितने चार्जिंग प्लेयर्स हैं उनका मोस्टली कस्टमर सेगमेंट ही फ्लीट मैनेजमेंट होता है। वो फ्लीट्स को आइडेंटिफाई करो, उनके साथ टाई अप करो, करेक्ट। और आपको अगर हार्डकोर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जाना है तो यू हैव टू लुक एट दोस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्लांट्स, शॉप फ्लोर्स व्हिच आर देयर एंड देन उनके साथ आपको अप्रोच करना पड़ेगा, जो चेसिस बनाते हैं, गाड़ियां बनाते हैं।
हेलो सर।
चंदू, लास्ट क्वेश्चन।
Hello, sir.
यस
Am I audible, sir?
यस यस। इन द मीन टाइम
Good.
किसी के क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज चैट में लिख दो, वी विल टेक अप दोस क्वेश्चंस। यस, गो अहेड मैडम।
Excellent. Good evening, sir. I regret that I have missed most of your class. I mean, today's session, but it was really nice for the past 10 minutes that I have attended. And myself, I am a PhD scholar in lithium-ion batteries, sir.
Okay.
If I am to jump to industry, what kind of upskilling shall I do?
I think after you have, these days people in industry are doing PhD and you want to complete your PhD and come to industry. Very happening to know that.
Yes, sir.
I think,
My interest is in R&D, sir, actually.
yeah. So after having done PhD, madam, I know since you are doing your PhD, you must be also good in research paper writing. So
Yes,
you
sir.
should do some research in the sector that you want to go, and then that research is something that you should sell it to the company where you want to work with.
You're saying that I should develop, I mean, if it is a patentable process, I should sell it to a company to take
True.
over.
True.
Okay, sir. Like if right now I'm a material scientist. So what kind of quality should
Why
I
not?
build to
Why
be
not
in
in
the
the
industry,
material
sir?
science? Why not in the material science? Maybe talk about some research which can be very useful in either saving cost or improving the quality of the EVs.
Yes, sir. I have done it in the silicon-based anode, sir. It is a hot topic, yes. But in India, it's very few companies are open for materials-based R&D.
So why don't you write to the foreign ones?
I think I should be here in India,
Yes,
sir. You know?
yes. You should write it to Jaguar Land Rover or maybe the Tesla.
But we are investing so much in EV And I think India also needs some materials related things.
Boss, I'll tell you, someone has to vision it today to make it a reality tomorrow.
Yes, sir. True, true, true. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Due to paucity of time, we need to close the session here.
Yeah,
Thank you very
sure.
much for being an audience. If you have any queries, please write it to the DIY Guru team, and I will reply to your questions. I'll send the answers to you. Thank you very much. Thank you, DIY Guru team, for having me here.
So
Sorry
thank
for
you.
being late once again. Pleasure speaking to all of you. Have a nice day ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, for patiently answering all the questions from our students. Your insight and guidance have cleared many doubts. Everyone really enjoyed your session today. And on behalf of DIY Guru, we sincerely appreciate your time and inspiration. Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you.
joining today's
Thank
session.
you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening ahead. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
Thank you, sir.
So before we wrap up, okay, so a quick reminder, make sure you everyone register with emobility.career, our dedicated job portal, to stay updated on exciting career job opportunities. The link has been shared in the chat box. Shansh, can you please share the link? Okay, everyone. Good night.
Ma'am, actually, I have a question.
Yes, yes, you Raj.
Is there any opportunity in your organization for a fresher? As I'm a electrical engineering major e-vehicle final year student.
Yeah, you can check the community. We have posted too many openings in community and sending on your email.
Okay, thank you.
So guys, keep learning, exploring, and charging ahead. Good night, everyone.